Nazi Germany, the final push into the heart of darkness. The SOE had recruited the 6 of us under my command for one reason: to retrieve files on the top-secret Project Phoenix, the last gasp of the Third Reich. A coalition of Allied commandos thrown together and aimed at where our enemy was most vulnerable. This was meant to be our first and only mission.
Would you look at that?
Yeah, it's looking good.
Hell of a world.
Looks really good.
Who's up for saving it?
First thing I do is I say, would you look at this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
До свидания.
That's nice and shiny. Oh, would you look at that?
Let's go.
Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What the heck is that?
All right, here we go.
Oh, look at this. You got me running all around the car.
Warriors, saboteurs, assassins. Their lives turned upside down by the Reich. And when we turn them loose, you better believe they're coming out swinging.
Sleeve1080 Plays and Reviews Call of Duty Vanguard. YouTube, what's going on? Call of Duty Vanguard is here, and I spent the weekend playing it. I completed the campaign, ran about 4 or 5 rounds of zombies, played about 50 matches of multiplayer, and even squeezed in some privates with the boys from the regiment. Or should I say clan now? Anyway, I'm sure you're all wondering, did I complete my Dark Ether grind in Cold War Zombies? Well, unfortunately, no, I did not. But I did make Plague Diamond on my snipers and SMGs and gold on a handful of other weapons. After a couple days of grinding, I slowly started getting a little burnout. But then on my 3rd day, I was working on my melee and special weapons. And as my special weapon, I chose the ballistic knife. And yeah, after getting the camo almost completed, where I just had to have a few more pack-a-punch kills, I came to find out that the ballistics knife is glitched out. So after a couple rounds, it just kicks you back to the main screen, and this goes on and on and on, basically almost making the camo impossible to unlock. Yeah, that kind of just took the wind out of my sails and kind of lost all gung-ho enthusiasm for completing this grind. I haven't totally put the idea of completing it to bed, but it'll probably be on the back burner for now because Call of Duty Vanguard is here. Is it any good? Did Activision deliver and pull off the trifecta of the total package with epic experiences on the campaign, multiplayer, and zombies at launch? And should you go out and spend your hard-earned dollars on this one? Well, yes. No. Maybe so. I think it's probably best to take you back to launch day, 12 a.m. on a Friday, and let you experience the game just like I did for the first time. So fasten your seatbelt, kids. This one's going to be a fun one. Let's play and review Call of Duty Vanguard.
There's a broken part right there. The missing players.
Team deathmatch.
It's just after midnight on launch day, and about 10 of us from my regiment are partied up to kick off the launch of Vanguard, and Activision wasn't ready for all of us. Or at least not all of us together at one time. Now, don't get me wrong here, the game was up and running just fine. All game modes, multiplayer, zombies, campaign were all playable. There wasn't any long lobby queues like we had with the last big Warzone update. And once we were in a match, there wasn't any game-breaking disconnection errors like at Cold War launch. So bravo to Activision for having all game modes working and playable at launch. Not that that is something to be super proud of, but let's just keep this trend going in the future, okay? Do you hear me, Activision? Good. The only issue that we experienced was our party size. We couldn't load into anything in a public lobby with more than 6 people in a party, or 8 people in a party for a private match. This could have possibly been due to user error and not having a match setting option turned on or off correctly, but we tried everything, even tried switching party leaders, and we certainly couldn't figure it out. So the max 20 people in a lobby/party was, at this point, just a tease. But that issue aside, let's talk about how the multiplayer looks, plays, and feels. At login, I was able to transfer my settings from either Cold War or Modern Warfare, and I actually love this feature. However, I do believe this is limited to PC. I didn't get this option when I logged in and played on Xbox, and neither did anyone on PlayStation, at least anyone in our party. But for you PC players, this is a fantastic feature. You don't have to, go in there and worry about all your settings. Everything just can be transferred over from whatever game that you prefer. If you are playing on console, you will have to adjust your settings from the beginning when you log in. And don't forget about that field of view slider in the game. So crank that baby all the way up. You'll see more, and it'll make you feel like you're moving, zooming, and grooving around the map. The field of view slider feature will also be coming to Warzone for console in the near future. The rest of the settings, you guys know the drill. Turn off motion blur, turn on auto attack sprint, tap to slide, tap to use, hold to reload, or contextual tap, and then whatever your preferred sensitivity settings are. Now, let's go get out there. The regiment and I chose to start the night off with a few private matches and then move into some public multiplayer lobbies. This gave us all an opportunity to get a good sense of the look, feel, and playability of the game. And if you're like me and played the beta, you might have had some concerns coming into this one. Happy to report that everything that I had an issue with or felt like was any kind of major concern or problem or issue has all been addressed. And guys, I gotta say it that this plays nice and smooth. There's a few things that I think some people will look at and say, "Oh, I don't like this or don't like that." But I think for the overall, they have a nice blend of the Modern Warfare and Cold War experience. They've taken the best from both games and blended it together. And happy to say, it really feels good, guys. The movement feels great and is very solid. It's taken from the Modern Warfare Warzone style movement. So if you're maining Warzone or coming over from that game, you're going to feel right at home here. I'm really enjoying all the maps that we've played so far. I know the game was packaged and sold as 20 playable multiplayer maps at launch, but I believe that includes all of the Bunker Hill and a couple different smaller map game modes, so you really probably won't see those in a full multiplayer lobby. But I think there's about 16 total maps in the quick play game mode. I would say that the maps have the look, feel, and graphics of the Cold War style maps, but with a Modern Warfare style color palette, and then it giving a little Cephaic, I hope I'm saying that right, modifier over top to give you the retro 40s look and feel of the World War II era, as opposed to the bright and colorful neon look of the 80s in the Cold War era. The gunplay feels very solid, again a blend from Cold War and Modern Warfare, and I just think it feels right, so I have no complaints there. The loadout modifiers, on the other hand, might be a little overwhelming for some. At first, it feels kind of overwhelming. Why do you need all those attachments? But I think in the long run, it's going to be a good thing. So, and let me say that True Game Data and JGod will have their work cut out for them, because let me say, these have got to be a nightmare to break down with all those attachments, and trying to figure out how to fit those into a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet is got to be rough. So good luck, gentlemen. One feature that I would like to point out, referring to the attachments for your guns, is when I was looking through the camo grind, I did find out that on some of the camos, you have to put a certain set of attachments on the weapon and get so many kills with that weapon with those attachments on it. So I think that's a great way to kind of get people used to using different attachments and kind of getting an idea of what feels good or what feels good to them and their playstyle. So again, another little kudos to Activision, or the devs on this one, to put something in the game that's going to make you experiment and try weapons out in different ways, and for all of us to come up with our own unique loadouts. So customization strong. The extra attachments on the loadouts in the long run, I think, is going to be super positive. So all good there. And lastly, I'd like to talk about tactical destruction. This again was packaged and sold up as a main feature for Vanguard, and it just feels like somebody from marketing and advertising that doesn't play video games got to see a little clip or some gameplay, and they're like, wow, you can shoot through the table and the wall and stuff. Like, man, let's market that. It's just like, that's so impressive. It's really not. I mean, we've been doing this in first-person shooters for years and years and years now. So, I mean, it's there. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But I don't know. It just wasn't a selling feature for me. I think it's more something that you don't talk about, at least not before launch, and then just let it roll out and be a surprise to all the players, and then they go tell their friends about it. I remember back in the GoldenEye days being able to shoot the glass out, or, you know, shoot a cup off of a table, or the lights out of a street light, and then wanting to run and tell one of my buddies, look man, you can shoot out the windows or shoot the street lights off and the lights go out. And it was in like 1996, I think GoldenEye came out, so for almost 2022, I'm not sure where we're even discussing tactical destruction, let alone using it as a marketing tool. Trust me, I'm no marketing or advertising genius, and maybe I'm just missing something here, but as a gamer, it just feels like a redundant point to make that, you know, it's something that I just kind of expect that every year as the, you know, shooters grow and become more impressive and graphically intense, that you're just going to be able to shoot and blow up more stuff. So anyway, thought I'd include it. Worth mentioning. Activision sure thought it was. Tactical destruction's in the game. Yay, as it should be. And at this point is pretty much common expectation for first-person shooter gamers of 2022. So, and yeah, that's Call of Duty Vanguard multiplayer. Everything else is pretty much your typical run-of-the-mill Call of Duty. The kill streaks can be overwhelming at sometimes. When you're on a streak or on a flow, it just feels amazing. When you're not, and you're stuck in a rut, and you're getting killed on spawn, it feels pretty crappy. But overall, the whole experience on the multiplayer is a super solid entry into the Call of Duty franchise. So, happy to report that. And after about 10-20 matches on launch night, the clan dispersed, and I decided to go check out some zombies. So let's go ahead and head over to zombies in Call of Duty Vanguard and see what that's all about.
The Nazis dream of a 1,000-year Reich, but in truth they are already dead. They now has the power to raise the dead, and they plan to take back everything the Nazis lost. All the troops he will ever require lie frozen in the mass graves of the Eastern Front. To stop his unholy army, they must find allies, or the 1,000-year Reich will consume us all.
Assume criticals. Assume criticals.
Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies. Well, after spending the better part of last week in the Dark Ether grind and Cold War, I feel like I have a pretty good handle on what to say is good or not good about a zombie game, and my initial feelings about Vanguard Zombies is it's a solid foundation. It's a good base for something that could be much better, but as it stands right now, the game almost feels like it's in beta. And yes, I realize I'm coming off of Cold War Zombies in its final form after a full year and many, many updates, but even at Cold War at launch, Zombies felt like it had more direction on, you know, where it was headed. This just feels kind of like a blank canvas that has potential to be something much more, but as it is standing right now, this feels like a beta. Not that it's not fun, because it is. There's just not a lot here. You just kind of have the main room, the courtyard initial spawn, which is off of the snow level multiplayer map. I forget what the name of it is right now, but you go back and forth through the portals to little different sections, and every time you go through the portal, complete the objective, and then return back to the courtyard through the portal, you complete a round. So this being objective-based, not wave-based, pretty much leaves it completely up to you on how fast you want to progress through the rounds and how intense you want the zombies to become. This could be good and bad. There's no real worry about leaving the last zombie alive so I can have time to get packed before the next wave of horde comes in and takes you over. Even though in between rounds there is little spot hordes that will pop up, they can just keep coming back over and over and over endlessly, and it will not progress to the next round until you enter back into the portal and complete that objective. Deposit the runes, transport the skull, wipe out the wave. Some of those, you can just stay in the portal forever and endless waves of zombies will come at you. They are not going to be any harder than the level that you're on. Let's say you're at level 10. It'll just be level 10 zombies coming at you over and over and over and over and over again. Now, I'm assuming that'll probably get patched because that's just a insane way to level up weapons and grind out camos with only having to put in very little to almost no effort besides your time. Now, with that being said, I have heard reports that it takes to take a gun from level 0 to level 70 takes roughly 12,000 zombie kills, which is a lot. I also heard that it could possibly be glitched or broken or maybe not intended to be that many zombies, but it most likely isn't intended to be harder to level up your gun than it would be to unlock the camos for the gun. Taking 12,000 kills kind of seems insane. Now, it didn't seem like it was taking that long for me. However, I was running double XP token. I was also running the corresponding character and weapon for the character to also get that little bonus XP. So I did take the line rifle in, and I think I had it at level 1. And within about 13 rounds, probably took me about a half an hour, 45 minutes, I got that real close to like level 20, I think in the mid to high teens. So for about a half an hour, 45 minutes of grinding from a weapon that was at level 0, almost 1, level 0, all the way to about, let's just say level 15, took about half an hour, 45 minutes. So nothing crazy. I also took a higher level gun. My MP40 was at around level 53, and I grinded with that gun for about an hour, so a little bit longer, and I got about roughly 10 levels out of that one as well. But again, running double XP token, running corresponding character bonus. So for about an hour worth of grinding on the higher level weapon, I forget exactly how many kills it was, but we probably went to about round 19, I think it was. And we did do a little bit of objective round farming. So my final thoughts are that the game feels pretty bare bones at this point, almost like a beta, but it has a very solid foundation. I like the look and feel of it, and I think there could be some potential for a really awesome, great zombies mode. I just don't think that we have it in full capacity yet right here at launch. I think you will enjoy some of the rounds if you're a zombie fan, but if you're strictly buying this game for zombies, you might want to hold off on a little bit, see if there's a price break around Black Friday or towards Christmas time or even after Christmas time. I think you're probably going to be a little disappointed if you're buying the game just for the zombies, at least at this point. There's just not a ton to do in there. There's not a ton to work towards upgrades and stuff. Now, the camo grind and all that, yeah, if you want to get a head start in there. But honestly, if you're a camo grinder, you've probably already bought Vanguard and you know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, I would probably recommend that you just stay with Cold War or even buy Cold War for their zombies. Maybe that's going on discount Black Friday, Christmas time, something like that. So as of right now, not saying it's bad, just saying there's not a whole lot of content here. It's pretty bare bones. And it does have a potential for a good future if we get the proper DLCs and some changes to the modes. And that'll about do it for zombies, which now brings us to the scariest part about this game, the campaign. I secretly love playing the Call of Duty campaigns. I've played almost every single Call of Duty campaign since Call of Duty 2 on Xbox 360. And this year's installment has absolutely amazing graphics, a really good story, cinematic cutscenes, everything that you could possibly want and love in a campaign for Call of Duty, except it feels completely detached from the game and not like a Call of Duty game at all. The movement and gameplay style is completely different from multiplayer and the zombies. This campaign is slow, painfully slow. It hurts to continue on and keep playing it. It's sad, too, because the story is kind of okay. Not bad. You totally would, with some good controls and movement, you would totally forget how lackluster the story is. And the graphics and cinematics are fantastic. It's just, this campaign is just so lackluster. It's on a linear scale. Everything is straightforward. There is no moving around or open world feel. It's super claustrophobic. It feels, like literally somebody took a pen on a piece of paper and drew a squiggly line from the bottom to the top and said, oh, that's the next level. There's no corridors. There's no sideways to go. You don't crawl through anything. And the things that you do crawl through, like, you're bottlenecked right down into it, and there's no way you're going to miss it anyway. So huge drop of the ball here. If you're into playing Call of Duty for the campaign, you're going to be extremely disappointed. Do not buy this. If you're really that into it and you want to see, I'll just do a walkthrough video for you and save you the $70. I promise. If you're looking for a solid, fun campaign experience, go buy Cold War and play that campaign, or go buy Modern Warfare and play that campaign. Those campaigns are light years ahead of this campaign, so put your money there. Just the gun and the handling does not feel the same. The movement feels completely different. It's totally detached from the rest of the game. It doesn't feel anything like Vanguard at all. It doesn't even feel like Call of Duty, for that matter. It feels like a Far Cry mixed with a Telltale Batman game is exactly what this feels like. This might have been cool or something 10 years ago, but I've come to expect way, way more from a Call of Duty campaign. There's very little vehicle action. You do get to fly the plane, and let me tell you, you wish you didn't. They should have just put you on the gunner instead of actually letting you fly the plane. It's not a fun time, guys. It's like, I struggled to complete it, and it was painfully slow. It was boring, just boring. Like, you're not really doing anything. It's kind of just like you're watching a movie, and in between scenes you can play a little mini game and shoot at some of the bad guys from the film. That's exactly what it's like. It doesn't feel challenging. It doesn't feel fun. It's not exciting. It almost feels like one of the old arcade shooters, like Operation Wolf.
Operation Wolf.
I totally take that back. That's an insult to Operation Wolf. That game was way more fun than this. Way more action, way more guys to shoot. Man, go play Operation Wolf before you play Call of Duty Vanguard campaign.
We're not the only ones who don't know what Phoenix is.
All right, guys, so that's a review. Here's a little quick recap. I think the game overall is pretty good. I think the multiplayer is the best part of this game. Zombies feels like it's bare bones and is still in beta, but there is hope, and the campaign is just a piece of trash. So, all right, I guess we could have just done that. I guess we could have just done that and not had a 20-minute video. The multiplayer's good. Zombies is in beta, bare bones, but it has hope, and the campaign was absolute hot garbage trash. So, all right, until next time, I'm Sleeve1080, and we'll see you in the next one.
Oh, would you look at that? Oh, go figure. Look at that. Would you look at that? Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What the heck is that? Would you look at that? That's nice and shiny. You know what I mean? Just look at it. Just look at it.